whatever. So like, I think I tend to be like, you understand what's going on, right?
Good evening and welcome to Counterpulse. My name is Jessica Robinson. I'm the executive director here, and I'm thrilled to see such a wonderful group of people for Dance Discourse Project number 6. I had to look at my notes because we've done so many of them so far. Let me talk first a little bit about Counterpulse. Counterpulse is a home for artists who are experimenting and taking risks. We have performances here every single weekend of the year, almost every weekend. We have discussions here on weeknights. We have classes, we have rehearsals. I encourage you to sign our mailing list out in the lobby, pick up one of our season brochures, and come back to other events at Counterpulse. This evening's event and the whole Dance Discourse Project series is co-produced with Dancers Group, a fantastic service organization for dance throughout the Bay Area, and my partner in crime, Mary Armentrout, is president of the board of directors of Dancers Group. Dance Discourse Project really came as an idea that Mary and I had about expanding the conversations that happen around dance. We're really good at saying after a show, yes, that was great, but what does that really mean, and how can we deepen our exchange around different issues? We've talked about all kinds of things, from what is dance in the Bay Area to multiculturalism in dance to dance and technology. And this evening's performance is really, this evening's discussion is really an exciting group of artists who are doing a range of site-specific dance, which is something that we posit is particularly alive and well in our corner of the world. I have a couple of housekeeping notes. One of them is we invite you to use the microphones. I know you're right there and you can hear me without one, but we are recording this for podcast, so the folks who are not here this evening can enjoy it. Please make sure that when you're speaking, you use a microphone. I also ask that if you have a cell phone, you turn it off at this moment. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce Mary Armentrout, my wonderful co-conspirator and the president of the board of directors of Dancers Group. Mary?
Thanks, Jessica. So I just want to first introduce our fabulous panelists here, and then introduce our theme, our topic, and then we'll turn it over to these folks here. So tonight we're going to be excavating the notion of site-specific dance in the Bay Area, and the panelists who are going to be speaking in order that they will be speaking are Anna Halprin, and Joanna Highgood, and Erin Mailing-Stewart. And I'm going to give you just a little bit of a flavor of introduction for each of them before I move on to kind of the bigger issue of site-specific. What is that? So Anna Halprin, without further ado, is basically a Bay Area dance legend, I think it's fair to say. Her diverse career has spanned the field of dance since the late 1930s. And she's been creating revolutionary directions for the art form of dance and inspiring fellow choreographers to take modern dance in new dimensions ever since. She founded the groundbreaking San Francisco Dancers Workshop in 1955 and the Tamalpa Institute in 1978 with her daughter Daria Halprin. Her students over the years have included Meredith Monk, Tricia Brown, Yvonne Rayner, Simone Forti, Ruth Emerson, Sally Gross, and others, many of whom became involved in the progressive experimental Judson Church group. She also was an early pioneer in the expressive arts healing movement and has led countless collaborative dance programs with terminally ill patients, committed to the healing power of dance. For the past decade, she has also led the Circle of the Earth, contemporary community dance ritual, which confronts real-life issues facing participant communities around the world. She has, as you might expect, received numerous honors and awards, including a Lifetime Achievement in Modern Dance from the American Dance Festival, and the Dance Heritage Coalition named you one of America's irreplaceable dance treasures. Yeah. Interestingly enough, the reason that we decided to do this Dance Discourse project at this time about site-specific work was because we wanted to be able to fold in something relating to the performance that you're going to be doing May 3rd, which is next Sunday, over in Stern Grove. Yes, we're a week from this Sunday. So hopefully this will totally excite you all about the whole range of site-specific activity, and you'll want to go over and see this wonderful performance May 3rd, either at 11:30 or 2. or perhaps participate or volunteer. So anyways, just keep that in mind. Number 2, Joanna Highgood relocated here from New York in 1980 and co-founded Zacco Dance Theater. Her creative work focuses on making dance that use natural, architectural, and cultural environments as a point of departure for movement, exploration, and narrative. Her works involve in-depth research into the history and the character of sites, and typically integrate aerial flight and suspension as a way of expanding the dancer's spatial and dynamic range. Commissioned by many places, including Jacob's Pillow Dance Festival, many fellowships and awards, including Goldies and Izzy's, currently teaching at the San Francisco Clown Conservatory. Erin Mayling Stewart, artistic director of M Space Dance, has been making dances in the Bay Area since 1999. Her work largely draws inspiration from the ways that people interact and from more hidden aspects of the everyday world. We'll get more into that. Erin's work has been seen throughout the Bay Area, Central California, Florida, and Nevada. During a residency at the Jurassity Artists in Residency program in 2007, she began making videos and has completed 2 dance videos, dance films, and is currently working on a 3rd, and received a Goldie last year. So these are our players, and they will be sharing with you some of their work and thoughts in a moment. But before we do that, I wanted to just kind of set up a thinking structure for site-specific work in dance to maybe give us a through line, a thread to hang our thoughts on, or to argue with, whatever makes you happy. So for this dance discourse project, my frame is really 3 questions. What is site-specific dance? Why might it be important? And how is the Bay Area specifically involved in this kind of dance? And my answers to number 1 and number 2 of those questions goes like this. Site-specific dance is one of the strategies that postmodern dance has for creating a more utopian version of life where the boundaries of art and life are less hard and fast or are more integrated. Instead of dance being a single privileged scenario where the audience member passively focuses all their attention on a proscenium stage space where the important action shows up for them, the dancer communicating to them, there are many possible scenarios with differing amounts of activity and passivity in the doers and watchers, and a wider range of spatial and temporal configurations in which these occur. Following that? This allows more of a reality to potentially be in a dance performance, and so allows art to inhabit more of our lives. I think that that's kind of this utopian base motivation for some of this exploration. Some examples that I can think of that are different from what you'll see today are a performance that I heard about where the performers lay on top of audience members and whispered stories into them. Also, a performance where some of it happened, someone was like behind you performing on the floor, and so you couldn't necessarily see them, but you could feel them. So just thinking about how do these things start to chip away at our notion of what a dance performance is in good ways. And then question 3, how is the Bay Area specifically involved in this kind of exploration, has a very interesting historical answer, which is that our own very area dance legend, Anna Hultgren, basically played a seminal role in creating this postmodern dance movement, and specifically in the exploration of the power of site-specific work. As many of you may know, Judson Church is considered the heart of the postmodern dance movement, but I don't know how many of you know that the Judsonites were mostly people who had been here in California studying and working with Anna before they went over there. So you could really say that Anna is one of the creators of postmodern dance, I think. And as perhaps she will talk about, one of her main tools for exploration over the years, since her husband built it for her, is this outdoor dance deck at her house, nestled in the trees on the side of Mount Tamalpais, open to the sky and the elements. This already brings in so many elements of site-specific dance, a reorganization of dance towards nature, towards people and other beings, towards time and space. For me, just tracing the impact of the presence of this particular site-specific work in the Bay Area because of Anna's activity would be a fascinating study of just kind of building up on how that has influenced us.